Are you constantly burned out, stressed out, and overwhelmed by life's problems? I get it. You're not alone. It feels like stress, anxiety, and depression are at all time highs. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if you could live a life full of peace with reality, with yourself, and with those around you? And what if I told you that four simple words can dramatically change how your problems look to you? But before I reveal how four words can change your life, allow me to introduce myself. Hey, my name is Adam, and this is my very first YouTube video. So if you're still watching, thank you, sincerely. Not too long ago, to be honest with you, I was miserable. Every day felt like a dramatic struggle to overcome depression, anxiety, and this overwhelming sense of dread and hopelessness. It finally became so unbearable that I simply threw up my hands and cried out to the universe for help. And guess what? The universe answered. Through what I can only describe as a series of divine interventions and synchronicities, I was taught some spiritual truths that dramatically transformed my life. And like those who shared those truths with me, I am here to share them with you. Which brings me back to those four words I promised you earlier. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that those four words and the truths they embody completely changed my life. Those four words are, it is, I am. I can hear some of you right now. Seriously, you've got to be joking. I promise you, I'm not. Here's why those four words are so powerful. They embody two foundational truths on which you, anyone, can build a life full of peace, joy, and meaning. The first truth is, you were born into a reality that simply exists as it is, and there is nothing you can do to change it. Therefore, reality, just is. It is. Truth number two, I am. Beneath every label, your name, your job title, your roles, even beneath your thoughts and your emotions, you remain. At your core, you are pure awareness, pure consciousness. That's the real you. Simply put, I am. By the way, if you'd like me to dive deeper into that rabbit hole of consciousness, let me know in the comments below. I promise you, it's a trip. So you might be thinking, this dude just told me four words can change my life. Give me a break. I've got real problems and I don't have time to listen to this woo-woo nonsense. I get it. I hear you. But what if I told you you're wrong about your problems? You don't even have problems. You have a habit of arguing with reality. And those four words can end that fight. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a dead simple 2-breath practice that will make this real to you. So please keep an open mind and stick around. But before we get there, let's take a look at why fighting reality makes everything worse. Picture this. This may be familiar to you. You wake up every morning just bracing for impact. Bills spilling across the counter, your phone buzzing with messages you don't want to answer, horns blaring as you inch forward in traffic, dozens of email pings before you even get your first sip of coffee. Your mind labels everything as a problem, and your body follows with stress. Tense muscles, rapid heartbeat, shallow breathing. We've all been there. So your mind looks for relief by trying to control people and engineer outcomes. But that constant inner struggle steals your focus and drains your energy. And that's exactly how I lived my life for years. I can tell you it was exhausting and miserable. But have you ever noticed when you push against reality, that reality pushes back harder? Finally, I realized I'm never going to win this fight. There's no way that I can control everyone and everything around me. It was like being caught in a rip current. If I kept fighting the flow, I was going to drown. I finally began to find peace when I realized that my struggle was not against bills, against the boss, or against traffic at all. Speaking of traffic, in a moment, I'm going to share with you a story about how the universe used a traffic incident to teach me some spiritual truths. But I realized my struggle was not against circumstances or other people. my struggle was against myself. It was only then that I could begin to stop arguing with reality and begin to anchor myself in awareness, accepting reality, even if I didn't like it. Don't get me wrong, I am not advocating for a defeatist, passive acceptance of unbearable circumstances or a life that you don't want. I'm talking about radically accepting the fact that there is very little in life that you can actually change. So focus on what you can, and that is your attitude toward the reality that you find yourself in. Only then can you begin to act from a place of calm awareness and take conscious, deliberate steps that will dramatically improve your life and open the doors for you to achieve a purposeful life full of meaning, peace, and joy. Now, let me tell you about that traffic incident. Not too long ago, I'm a little embarrassed to admit, every time I drove, it felt like going into battle, and I was a ticking time bomb. I expected every driver to cut me off, to drive too fast, to drive too slow, to tailgate me, to not let me merge. Whatever it was, some bad driver was out to ruin my day. And guess what? Every day, every drive, my expectations kept proving themselves right. Reality was pushing back. People cut me off left and right. I was tailgated, and on and on and on. I arrived at my destination angry and exhausted. Okay, group confession time. If you can relate, type "can relate" in the comments. No judgment, no shame. Owning it is the first step in releasing that anger that's been eating us alive. But one day, after a particularly harrowing traffic event, I tried a little experiment. I'd been learning about awareness, so I thought, what if I just accept the reality that other drivers are going to drive however they want and there is nothing I can do about it? Reminding myself, it is. What if I just intentionally disengaged emotionally and calmly reacted to the traffic patterns around me, remembering that I am? And I swear to you, it was like magic. The bad drivers sort of just disappeared. I mean, they didn't physically disappear, they were still there, obviously. But the bad driving that I had always expected to interfere with my peace started happening less and less. Until one day, I was literally brought to tears when I realized I had actually changed my driving reality by shifting my perception. Because I chose radical acceptance and self-awareness while driving. And that's really what this boils down to, a radical shift in perception. Change the way you see the world, and the world you see will change. So I started thinking, if this works with driving, why not everything else in my life? And ever since then, I've been applying "it is, I am" to every area of my life I possibly can. Okay, as promised, here is the dead simple 2-breath practice that you can start practicing today. If you commit to this, I promise you, you will watch your reality change before your eyes. Here's how I do it. Take a slow, smooth, deep breath in through your nose, holding the breath just for a moment. Then exhale slowly, allowing all the air out. Take another slow, smooth, deep breath in, holding the breath for a moment. Exhaling slowly, allowing that breath all the way out. Continue breathing just like that. And on your next inhale, think or say silently to yourself, "It is." As you imagine with that breath, taking in all of reality without judgment, radically accepting the truth of all that is. On your next exhale, think or say silently to yourself, "I am." As you imagine breathing out your essence, your awareness of all that is, remembering that beneath it all, you are pure consciousness, and you don't have to be swept away by what you think or feel about your reality. Do that simple 2-breath exercise 5 times and notice how your shoulders drop, how your heart rate slows, and how your breathing steadies and calms. Notice how you feel inside after you try this. Okay, that's it. That's my first YouTube video on the books. If you're still here, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. It means a lot. I really hope this message resonated with you. If so, drop a comment and tell me what you are learning to accept in your own life. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, peace. Shift your perspective. Beautiful. Thank you. That's a goldfinch. What are you doing? He's just flying circles around. Oh, he's got a female up there. He's trying to impress. Okay.